Good morning, everybody. This would be a breakfast with Betsy video if Betsy wasn't being stalked by some ridiculous online maniac. Deep breath. So, it's breakfast with Lanetan. In my ramble 7 hours ago, I mentioned a few things I wanted to go over. The difference between DESU and DEGOZARU. Oh, yes, the honorific samas, and also the meaning of 1010. 1010 is pretty simple. So I'll start with that first. It's part of the writing system. And not every letter can use 1010. 10 is the word for point. And it has the same meanings as points in the English system. So if you win a game and you've got a score of 50 points, then you've got 50-10. So 10-10 means point, or dot, dot. It also means period. No, it doesn't mean period. It just means dot, dot. So 10-10 is something you'll see when you're looking at written words in the kana. I'm looking for a pen right now. Okay. One pen. Let me make sure I'm not writing on anything important. Schedule. What's this? Harvest Festival. Can't write on that. Oh, hey, look. Here's a notebook. Perfect. Okay. She's never used his notebook. All right. So, 10-10. 10-10 softens consonants. So where we have a separate, separate letters for the letter T and the letter D. D is basically using the same muscle movements as T, only softer. So you can use 10-10 with the T group in the Japanese syllabary. So I'm going to, let's see if we can see what I'm going to do, because stroke orders are fairly important too. So here is ta. Get around you. Okay, I hope you can see this. So here is what ta looks like. So ta, when you add 10-10, it's just two little dots. Well, actually, it's more like two apostrophes. Now ta becomes da. My handwriting is absolute crap. So let's try that again. Does that look alright? Can you make it out? Ta. Okay. That's how you say ta, or what ta looks like. Now, this is da. The only difference are these two little marks. These are 10-10. Anytime you have a percussive consonant, well, not even in that case, because so if you add 10-10 to the T group, it becomes D. If you add 10-10 to the K group, it becomes G. If you add 1010 to the S group, it becomes Z. So that's what 1010 means. And so if I say 1010, that's usually what I'm going to be talking about. And that's the only thing I'm going to be talking about. Never mind. Moving on. Now we have de gozaru and desu. Both of those are forms of what they call the copula. That's the verb to be. In English, to be is pretty irregular. To be becomes I am, you are, he is, she is. In Japanese, it's much simpler. It's just desu. In the dictionary form, when you look up the copula in the dictionary, you won't find it under desu. That's how it's conjugated. But fortunately, that's the entire conjugation all the way down. Watashi wa nani nani desu. Are tachi wa nani nani desu. And so forth. But the dictionary form is da. And it's the direct form. It's a cultural establishment that the more indirect your speech, the more polite you're being. For example, just like saying, we never ask how you are, we ask how Emma is. If I'm talking to Tiffany, I will ask, Tiffany-san wa dou desu ka? How is Tiffany? I don't ask, how are you? And desu is the same way. Desu is the polite and or indirect form. Da is the direct form. So when ladies are in company together, they can use da. They can speak directly. They can speak casually, especially if they're close. However, in mixed company, if there are gentlemen in the room, ladies use the indirect form desu, the polite form. Desu is polite for everybody. It's not a gender-specific word. Men and women both use it. However, men can use da more. Well, I wouldn't say it's not that they can use da, it's that they do use, or how to explain it? Men speak a little more gruffly. And that's actually, I found it confusing and I didn't understand at first. When people talked about, oh, only women can say this and only men can say that, and it becomes confusing because you think, what, are there two different languages? That's not the case. It's, what it is how you wish to be conveyed. And it's not a different vocabulary, it's just a different choice of words. Guys like to talk tough, they like to be macho. It's the same thing in the English language. Women prefer to be more delicate. They like to say things that are feminine and polite. And that is true in English. It's a choice. Women can speak gruffly, and they can use macho terms like da instead of desu. They can even refer to themselves as boku or ore instead of the more feminine watashi, hatashi, watakushi. It just depends on how you want to be viewed. So it's no different. I truly do not believe there is a difference between that and the English language. It's just a matter of learning which ones sound more feminine and which ones sound more macho. But when you think about it, the English language doesn't have things laid out so clearly for you. We simply have to fumble around and someone tells us, oh, that's not feminine. Or what are you, some kind of faggot? You know, we learn English through trial, error, and punishment rather than having it set out for us. So it's confusing at first, but it's actually extremely convenient that we're taught what is masculine, what is feminine, instead of having the